Guys, how you all doing? The Wrestling Guy back here today, joined by the chairman of the board, and today we have got a little discussion video for you guys. So we thought, why not sit down and talk about Triple H?
Yeah, my favourite subject.
Yeah. Because we could talk about Triple H for hours and hours and hours, but we're not going to keep you that long. We're going to talk about the hot thing in the wrestling world at the minute, and that is Triple H's creative control takeover of WWE.
Yeah.
So we thought, why not sit down today and give that a little discussion for you guys. Yep. So if you guys do go on to enjoy, as always, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, and hit that notification bell as well, and we'll get started when you're ready, Chairman.
Yeah, okay, so obviously Triple H has been running the show now for about 2 to 3 weeks now, and we've seen quite a few changes on there. So really wanted to ask you, first of all, what do you think of all these changes that he's making?
I like them.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a single one so far that I've been disappointed with. Keep them coming. That's all I can say.
Please do.
Keep them coming.
Yeah. So we've seen some big
Christmas.
changes on there. We've seen some faces come back. We've seen Bailey come back. Well, obviously Bailey was off injured. We've seen Dakota Kai come back. Dakota Kai had left the company. We've seen Io Shirai now become Io Sky and moved up to the main roster. Great stuff with that so far. Really liking that. We saw Triple H's fingerprints all over SummerSlam. The way the matches were run, some of the changes that were made on there. So we saw all that going on as well. Since then, we've also seen a few little changes going on with Raw and SmackDown. We're seeing faces coming back up that we haven't seen for a little while. We're starting to see people getting recognised from NXT that have been lost on the main roster, now starting to getting on the screen, seeing a little bit of recognition there as well. So really happy with that. There's also rumours about Triple H changing some of the way that the backstage works as well. He's letting the commentators be more raw, be more emotional, be more off script, and be themselves, which I think is great. Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, Corey Graves, they all need to have those shackles taken off them and let them talk. Let them talk like commentators should, and that I really like that. There's speculation that Triple H is removing some of the banned words as well off the banned list as well, so we can hear the words wrestlers and wrestling, and we're going to be talking about belts and championships rather than just titles and things like that. All really good so far. Really liking all of this, so really happy with that. Who do you think is going to benefit most from Triple H's takeover?
Well, this is what I find exciting about the way it's been run at the minute, because obviously we've seen the return now of Karrion Kross as well, which is obviously is big.
Even had to get this T-shirt out of the pile of people that have gone and put it back into my pile of people that are now with the company. So
yeah, I got my beer shorter. So I think I'm really excited because I've always been a big Karrion Kross fan. I was a big fan of him in NXT. Yeah. It was a real shame to see what they did with him when they brought him up to the main roster.
Yeah.
And now that he's back, it looks like he's gone back to sort of his old NXT character. Obviously now with Scarlett as well, and the Hourglass back as well.
Which is brilliant, because they did that whole gladiator thing, which was...
That
died a death.
So I think out of them so far, he's the one that I've got my eye on the most, because I'm really excited to see what they can do with him. Rumours speculating he might be mixed in with Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns with their rivalry. Ooh. So that'd be good as well.
That would be good.
To see what happens on there. There's other people that I'm looking at on the other side. So obviously Theory was Vince's little passion project as well. Will that stay or will that change? He has got Mr. Money in the Bank. He is Mr. Money in the Bank still, so we'll see what happens on there. And there's also some other people I'm excited to see, like you say, the return of Dakota Kai. Bailey back obviously is great. I've been missing Bailey loads, and big fan of Io Sky as well. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does and what he doesn't, and who he pushes, who he doesn't push.
Yeah.
Just really excited to see what he does.
There's a lot of speculation around that Triple H is going to put a lot of focus on his NXT guys, the guys that were in NXT when he was there, the guys that he brought up, the guys that he specifically got in to the company. Do you think that he's going to start to over-favour those guys, or do you think he'll be a fair and... impartial boss.
From the impression I've received so far from Raw, SmackDown, and SummerSlam, it seems very partial at the minute. It doesn't seem all favour towards the NXT guys. It may just be pure coincidence that everyone that's returned was in NXT, but I think that he'd be fair. I can't imagine that he'll be that impartial towards NXT.
I agree.
So.
I think he's very sensible.
Yeah.
He's said in interviews that he's going to carry on storylines and things like that. He's not just going to cut things short, which I think is good, because nobody likes it when these storylines just suddenly get cut off for no reason. That it's always frustrating when they do that. And Triple H is a smart man. He knows who's good. He knows who's got the talent. He knows who's connecting with the crowd, and he will use that to his advantage. I could see Ciampa getting a great opportunity. Again, one of Triple H's old boys. I could see Theory. I mean, Theory's very talented, and Triple H will see that. I think he can work up with that. I think he'll go back and see some of the people that he's had that came through NXT before. People like Kevin Owens, Ricochet. They could all use the guidance from Triple H and help to get them back up on the screens as well. Even Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT was brilliant. They moved him up to the main roster, and they've done so little with him. I mean, he won the Intercontinental title a couple of times, and he should really be a title contender. We should be talking about him in the same breath as Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar and things like that. So yeah, I think they could really benefit from his time as well. Is there anybody that you would like to see Triple H sort of get his teeth into and start to change? Anybody that you think would really benefit from Triple H's knowledge of character development and things like that?
I really want him to get a handle on Ricochet again, because he's probably the guy that is at the top of my list of people that is massively underutilized, considering what he can do and what we've seen he can do. You only have to watch sort of his early NXT stuff to realise that this guy's great, and even his stuff before that. I really, really hope that Triple H kind of picks him up and pushes him up to higher things, because it was so demoralising to see how little people cared when he was the Intercontinental Champion. That should have been like headline news.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That Ricochet is the Intercontinental Champion. Nobody cared. They were like, he's the IC champion.
Yeah.
Moving on. What's next? So I really hope that changes.
Mm-hmm. I'd repackage him. I'd repackage Ricochet. I think I'd take Ricochet away, repackage him, take him back to his original NXT kind of stuff, and bring him back out as that.
Yeah. And there's a couple of NXT guys I would like to see him push up. Ciampa, I think Ciampa has potential to be great. He has potential to be a world champion if they use him the right way. Like I said, Karrion Kross. Really hope that they use him properly now that he's back. And even some of the people that they've brought up, they haven't really known what to do with him, like Gunther. Like, I really hope that they use him right as well.
Yeah.
Because it's a similar story to Ricochet. He's won the IC title.
Nobody seems to care.
Nobody cares.
But then the IC title seems to be a bit stagnant at the moment. Yeah. You don't even get it defended on a premium live event. It seems.
Yeah, that's probably the top thing that I would change if I was Triple H, was making the IC title relevant again.
Yeah, I think they're doing it. They seem to be doing it with the United States title. I think Bobby Lashley's doing a good job of making the United States title relevant again. I like that, especially the match that they had on Raw this week with Ciampa. It makes it feel like the United States title is something worth fighting for again.
Yeah.
The Intercontinental title at the moment doesn't seem to be like that. I'm sure Triple H will put his work into it. I mean, Triple H has always been a big fan of the IC belt, so I'm sure he will work on that. Personally, I'd like to see Triple H get his teeth into some of the guys that have been packaged badly, and sort them out. I mean, Karrion Kross was a typical example when they changed him into that gladiator stuff. There's no reason to do it, and it made sense why he left, because it was that was just career suicide. Really, that is just absolutely awful stuff. There's a couple of people that I'm thinking of that I would really like to see Triple H sort out. The first one, T-Bar, aka Dominik Dijakovic. Change that. Get that T-Bar gimmick off of him and change him back to Dominik Dijakovic. He was brilliant in NXT as Dijakovic. The matches that he had with Keith Lee, absolutely fantastic. You've got such a talent there, and it's being wasted with such a bad gimmick. You are never ever going to hear anybody turn around and say the winner of the match and the new world heavyweight champion T-bar. It's like,
No.
never gonna happen. Dominic Dijakovic, yes, you could hear that happening. So yeah, change him first of all. That really needs sorting out. Another one for me is another one, actually one of my personal favourites. I've been a fan of this guy for quite a few years now, and that is LA Knight. They've done this whole Maximum Male Models, Max Dupree thing. It's got a mixed reception. Is it working? Isn't it working? Some fans like it. Some fans hate it. But it might be worth slip it out slowly, call it a day, axe it, and get the guys back into separate competitors. Get Max Dupree back to LA Knight. I mean, the character is great. He has such a vibe about him, such a connection with the audience on NXT. So change that back. Make it so that when I want to see when people on NXT are going to move up to the main roster, don't fiddle about with it. Don't change it. If the character that they had on NXT was good enough and it got over with the crowd to get them up to the main roster, then keep it. Don't change it. I'm sure that the Triple H will be all over that, and he'll make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, LA Knight would be another one for me. And Mason and Mansoor as well. They're two good athletes, two good performers on there. I got to be honest, I have kind of liked some of the Maximum Male Model stuff that they've been doing. If they want to keep those two guys together as a tag team, I wouldn't mind that. They actually look like they would make a good tag team. But yeah, I think that needs a little bit of work on it. Needs a bit of big tweaking on there for me. And another one following on from Raw would be Elias Ezekiel. I think this storyline was a bit of a dud to start with. It got a bit of momentum and people were starting getting into it a bit, and then it's kind of sort of phased out again. So yeah, I would hopefully do a repackaging or a change on him, or even take him back to Elias. Elias was always popular, always went over well with the crowd. So, but yeah, those would be some things I'd like to see on there. Where do you see things going with Triple H? Do you see a bright future ahead? Do you think he's going to hit some obstacles?
I think not everyone's going to agree with this, but I don't want things to change too fast, because the problem with changing things too fast is then you go through a period of it being the same. You almost want it to be a gradual progressive increase, because it gives you something to look forward to. You don't want everything to change in the first kind of month, and then after that it's like, this is what it's going to be like now, because that would be good for a bit of time. We saw it with AEW. Yeah. They went through a phase where they were bringing in this big star, and then this big star, and then this big star, and then this big star, and everyone was like, oh, this is great, all these people joining AEW. And now it's got to the stage where it's kind of like, there's
too many people. There's too many people in AEW.
You've got all these people in, and the only people that you've really used is Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Yeah. And Adam Cole. And CM Punk.
And Bryan Danielson, but they haven't even used him to great length because of his injuries.
Yeah, so. And that's my only worry is, it's all good and well having all these people coming back and all of these changes being made, but let's keep it gradual. Let's not give it all the push at the same time.
Yeah. If Triple H was to get out the checkbook and bring back some stars, who would you like to see him bring back?
There's a whole list of people I'd like to see come back. Number one at the top of my list, John Morrison. I really want John Morrison to come back.
Good shout.
And to be used properly as well. I was really annoyed because I am a big John Morrison fan when he was in WWE the first time, and The Miz had that injury. That was the opportunity to push John Morrison as a solo. Yeah, that was and The Miz actually said that himself. Yeah. He said that this should be the opportunity for him to be pushing for the title, because he's capable. We know John Morrison's capable.
We've watched the stuff recently that he did on Lucha Underground, and he was great on that as a champion. Really got a great reaction with the crowd. His ring work, sublime, absolutely brilliant. So John Morrison's a good shout.
Definitely would like to see him back. I know that these are two big ones anyway, but Bray Wyatt would be amazing, and Bray Wyatt with the creative control he had before with his character, back when he was doing the Fiend stuff, because his mind is a fantastic place.
Oh yeah.
And I'd love to see if he was given the reins loose again, what he would come up with and what he'd be capable of.
Good shout. That's a good
There's
shout.
still the rumours about which side of the fence he's sitting on at the minute, AEW or WWE. You read different things that kind of tips the scales in one way or another. I don't mind where he goes, to be honest.
Yeah.
But as long as he can express what he does, because that was what worked with the Fiend, and the Fiend was some of the best stuff we've seen for ages.
Yeah, I think Bray Wyatt is his brain is a melting pot of ideas, and some crazy stuff. And it would be wonderful to be able to see him be able to pour that pot out and let everybody else see what is going on in there. So yeah, I think a Bray Wyatt would be fantastic. Yeah, if he goes WWE, brilliant. If he goes AEW, I don't mind. I'd like to see him have that creative freedom. Let the reins off him and let him see what he can do, because I think what he could do would be phenomenal. I think it would be absolutely incredible. Maybe even ahead of its time. I think the ideas that he's got just sound amazing. So yeah, Bray Wyatt would be a good shout. Yeah, John Morrison again. Yeah, another good shout on there. I'd like to see Johnny Gargano.
Yeah,
I'd love to see Johnny Gargano. We got Ciampa, so can we have Johnny Gargano? That would be lovely. I think Vince McMahon overlooked Gargano because of his size, because of his stature, everything else on there. But he's so talented, and he's still got plenty of time in him as well. Apparently not wrestled since he left NXT, no. So it'd be great to see him come back. Obviously, him and his wife have had the baby as well now, so it'd be great to see him come back. Somebody I thought I was thinking of quite recently that I'd think if Triple H was back in charge, I'd really like to see him bring back the Authors of Pain.
Oh yeah,
I'd really like to see him bring back the Authors of Pain.
And the Ascension.
Really like. Oh, I love the Ascension. Yes. Yeah. See, those are two tag teams that would really work at the moment, because the tag team division needs that oomph. It needs that bump up, which Triple H seems to be starting to do. He's starting to bring some pushing some of the other tag teams forward. The tag team division really needs that oomph. It really needs something in it. It really needs more tag teams, proper tag teams in it, like the New Day, like the Viking Raiders, like the Usos, like the Mysterios. It needs proper melted together tag teams, not two people that you just take and put together. So yeah, for me, the Authors of Pain would be wonderful, and the Ascension, really like the Ascension. So yeah, even Gallows and Anderson, I'd be quite happy to see Gallows and Anderson come back as well. So that would be great for me as well. Yeah, really like that. If he's bringing people up that he had from NXT, I'd like to see Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis recently showed up on Raw, being arrested in the crowd. You won't find it on the program, but it's all on the online services at the moment, all over YouTube, everything else on there. So yeah, Dexter Lumis would be a great one, great character. So yeah, I'd like to see his presence there as well. So yeah, so many opportunities. This is exciting. This is an exciting time for wrestling fans.
Another person who's just popped in my head as well in terms of people you'd like to see him sink his teeth into, Pete Dunne.
Get him out of this whole Butch thing. Get him back to Pete Dunne.
Put him back to that's the bruiserweight, because that was great when he was the bruiserweight, snapping fingers and breaking arms and whatever he's doing. He was great. He was absolutely great. Please. That is probably at the top of my list of people to repackage, because what they're doing with him at the minute is just, it's not working for me. I'm not enjoying it at all.
No, I'm hoping Triple H is going to give the guys the opportunity to have some creative control over their characters. And let them be who they want to be. Let them be who they were in NXT or on the indie circuit, because they're used to that. They're used to those characters. They're the characters that they grow up with. They're characters that are part of them. Rather than just repackaging someone and saying, "Oh, you're going to be this now," which doesn't always work. So yeah, great opportunities on there. So I think really what we've said on here really is that we want to see Triple H go through the roster and sort out some of the talent. We want to see him get that checkbook out and bring in people that that we know that have worked with him before, that he knows he can get great stuff out of, and we just want to see some changes within the company. Start making the 2 lower card belts relevant again, make the tag team division relevant again as well, and obviously work on the women's division as well. You've just put in people back into the women's division, so let's see them going as well. But
yeah.
I'm really excited about it. I know that the wrestling guy is as well. We're both huge Triple H fans anyway, so we loved what he did with NXT. Oh, that'd be one more thing I would change. Please change NXT 2.0 back to the black and gold.
Yeah.
So get rid of that whole 2.0, get rid of all that colour nonsense, get it back to that raw, visceral NXT.
And I think Clash at the Castle will be interesting. I know obviously we're biased because we're going, but I think that Clash at the Castle will be the first real test for Triple H in terms of his first premium live event under creative control.
Yeah, I think SummerSlam had kind of a 50-50 kind of to it, because I think there was still stuff that was going on from Vince's era that Triple H wanted to finish. This will be the first test of saying, right, this is a whole premium live event now that you are going to take full control over. So obviously there's also speculation as well that he's going to be changing a lot of the backstage team as well. He's going to change some of the writers, change some of the talent backstage as well, bringing up guys that he worked with before on NXT, but apparently that's going to be quite a gradual thing, so we'll see what happens on there. I can't see nothing but good times ahead. So, and I think WWE's really needed it as well, because AEW have given them a bit of a kick in. So fresh coat of paint. Let's see what happens. So good luck Triple H. We're behind you. We're hoping that you're going to make it a success. So.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. There's no doubt in my mind it's going to work. We've seen what he did with NXT when he's in charge of it, and if the whole company's like that, you're going to have a very happy wrestling guy and chairman of the board. So,
Smiling already.
Please let us know down below in the comment section what you think of all these changes. Is there anyone you'd like to see come back that we haven't mentioned? Because there's so many names of people that could come back and be used properly. So we'll see what happens. But do let us know what you think of all these changes, and hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. See you in the next one.